Have you ever thought about the idea of moving into a nursing home? Maybe you've heard others talk about it, or perhaps it's something that's been suggested to you by family or even your doctor. I know it can seem like an easy solution when you need extra help or care, but let me tell you, there are certain types of elderly people who should never consider that move. I want to start off by acknowledging that for some people, nursing homes provide essential care, and there's absolutely no shame in needing assistance. But the truth is, for some of us, it's not the right choice. And I think that's something we need to recognize before we make a life-changing decision. So, let me ask you, are you the kind of person who still has a lot of fire inside, who loves to move around and stay independent? Well, if you are, then listen closely. There's something you need to know. But before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos on this channel. The first group of people who really shouldn't go into a nursing home are those who still have a strong need for independence. Now, I'm not just talking about stubbornness or not wanting to ask for help. No, I'm talking about those of us who still enjoy making our own decisions about our day-to-day lives. You know, I think back to the time when I had the freedom to wake up when I wanted, make my own breakfast, or even just go for a walk when a mood struck me. That's freedom, right? We all deserve that. But moving into a nursing home takes that away in ways you might not expect. You start to realize pretty quickly that your schedule is no longer your own. Breakfast is at a certain time, whether you're hungry or not. You're told when to get up, when to sleep, and when you can take that walk you love so much. In fact, you might even need someone's permission just to leave your room. I'll tell you, it's a huge adjustment. And for someone who still has that spark of independence in them, it can feel like you're giving up a part of who you are. Does that sound familiar to you? If it does, I want you to think about something. Is giving up that freedom really worth it? Here's the thing. When you lose that ability to choose for yourself, it can feel like you're slowly fading away. You stop fighting for those little choices because, well, it's easier to just let go. But before you know it, you've lost a piece of yourself that's hard to get back. Now, I'm not saying there's no value in accepting help when you need it. Absolutely not. We all need help from time to time. But if you're still that person who loves to make your own choices and live on your own terms, it might be worth considering other options before jumping into a nursing home. Maybe there's a way to bring the care to you instead of moving away from the life you've built. It's all about finding a balance that lets you keep that control over your daily routine while still getting the support you deserve. Have you ever considered looking into in-home care? That's one option to think about. I know it can be tough, especially when your family might have a different idea of what's best for you. They want you to be comfortable, and sometimes they think the nursing home is the easiest solution. But if you still want to have a say in your daily life, it's crucial to have that conversation with them. It's your life, your choices, and you deserve to keep as much control as possible for as long as you can. Don't ever forget that. But let's move on to the second type of person who might not do well in a nursing home. Those of us who still have a strong sense of purpose. I've learned a lot in my years, and one thing I know for sure is that having a sense of purpose is a key to living a fulfilling life, no matter how old we get. Whether it's tending to a garden, volunteering, or even just taking care of yourself and your space, these small but meaningful tasks give us something to look forward to every single day. When you lose that sense of purpose, you lose a big part of who you are. Now, here's something I want you to think about. When you move into a nursing home, those small tasks that once gave your day structure can suddenly vanish. You no longer make your own coffee, take care of your plants, or clean your space. It's all done for you. And for many people, that loss of purpose can be a quiet, slow burn. Take a moment to reflect. Do you still find joy in little things like taking care of yourself or keeping your environment just how you like it? If so, you might find that nursing homes don't leave room for that. And that can be hard to swallow, especially if you've always had something to look after. It's not just about physical tasks. It's about feeling like you matter, that your contributions count. And when those contributions are stripped away, it can feel like you're just another face in the crowd. So, before you make any decisions, ask yourself, what gives me purpose every day? And if it's something you truly value, then consider whether a nursing home will support that or if you can find another way to maintain that sense of meaning. Does that resonate with you? If it does, then stay with me, because we're going to talk about even more important reasons why some people should avoid nursing homes in the next part. But before we move on, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt like your purpose was slipping away, or that your daily routine was no longer in your control? If you've had any of these thoughts, leave a comment below and share your experience with me. I'd really love to hear from you. Let's talk about something that might be a little uncomfortable, but it's something we all face: mental sharpness. Now, I'm not talking about getting a little forgetful from time to time, because we all have those moments. I'm talking about people who still have a clear mind and a sharp memory, the kind who enjoy staying mentally active and engaged. If this is you, a nursing home might not be the best place. Have you ever noticed how quickly time can slip away when you don't have a reason to stay mentally active? I've seen it happen, and it's almost like a quiet, invisible thief that steals away your sense of engagement with the world around you. The hardest thing for me, and I've seen it with others too, is watching people who once loved reading, solving puzzles, or even learning new things slowly fade into the background. When you're in a nursing home, everything is done for you. You don't have to make decisions about what to eat, what to wear, or even what activities you want to participate in. And while that might sound convenient at first, it also means your mind doesn't get the kind of workout it used to. You can't just pick up a book and read at your own pace, or turn on a documentary about a subject you're passionate about. Everything becomes more passive, and that can lead to a slower decline in mental sharpness. Let me ask you, if you're someone who still enjoys staying sharp, learning, and challenging your mind, do you think you'd feel engaged in a nursing home? It's something worth considering. If you love staying active mentally, keeping your mind challenged, and maybe even volunteering or taking on projects, you might want to think about other options. There are ways to stay mentally engaged without losing your autonomy. And it doesn't have to mean giving up everything you love. Sometimes, it's as simple as creating a routine that includes brain-stimulating activities, whether it's working on a hobby, engaging in online learning, or staying connected with friends who also enjoy these activities. Keeping your mind sharp is one of the best ways to maintain a sense of independence and purpose. Now, let's talk about another type of person who might want to steer clear of nursing homes: those who still have a strong social circle. I've always believed that people are one of the greatest joys in life. And when we're talking about aging, the importance of meaningful relationships cannot be overstated. If you're someone who thrives on deep connections with family, friends, or even your community, a nursing home can sometimes feel isolating. When I first moved into a place like that, I quickly realized how easy it was to get disconnected. It wasn't that people didn't care. No, it's just that, over time, life goes on for everyone else, and it's easy for them to forget to check in. Before I knew it, my social circle started shrinking. I'm sure many of you can relate to this. Have you ever found yourself feeling like you're on the outside looking in, even when you're surrounded by others? I think for a lot of people, nursing homes can unintentionally contribute to that sense of isolation. You're not in your home anymore, where neighbors drop by, or where you can call a friend for a chat. The sense of community just isn't the same. And here's the tough part. When you're removed from that natural support system of friends and family, it's easy to become a little invisible. I know I've felt it, and I've seen it happen to others. That's why, if you're someone who finds joy in staying connected with others, whether it's through your church, social groups, or regular meetups, you might find that nursing homes just can't provide that same level of connection. But here's the thing. You don't have to lose those connections just because your living situation changes. You can still cultivate a social network that keeps you engaged. If a nursing home feels like it might isolate you, think about other ways to stay in touch. Look into communities that prioritize social activities and relationships. There are also wonderful services that help you stay connected with loved ones and even meet new people, all while still receiving care home if needed. I want you to know that you deserve to keep your social life vibrant and meaningful. Don't let anyone convince you that you have to give that up. If staying connected with others is important to you, take that into consideration before making any decisions. So, think about it. If you're someone who enjoys close relationships and a sense of community, ask yourself if a nursing home will truly offer that. It's an important question. And as we talk about, maintaining your social connections is something that can really keep you engaged and feeling valued. Now, let's dive into a couple more reasons why some people should really think twice before heading into a nursing home. We've already covered some pretty crucial points, but I want to end on a few thoughts that might really hit home for you. And believe me, I'm doing this because I care about you making the best choices possible for yourself. Let's talk about physical health and mobility. As we age, we all face some physical challenges. That's just part of the journey. But here's the thing. For those of us who still have a good amount of mobility, nursing homes can sometimes contribute to a faster decline in our physical health. I've seen it firsthand, and I know it can be a tough pill to swallow. You see, when we're in a nursing home, we're often given all the help we need. That sounds great on the surface, doesn't it? But the problem is that when everything is done for you, you stop moving as much. And that, my friend, is one of the quickest ways to lose strength and independence. Think about it. When was the last time you had a good walk outside? Or even just moved around your house, doing tasks that keep you physically active? These small movements may seem insignificant, but they play a huge role in keeping your body strong. When you stop using your body, it starts to lose its ability to keep up with you. And that's something I don't want to see happen to you. Here's what I've learned. You've got to keep moving, even when you don't feel like it. It might feel easier to let others do things for you, but in the long run, that only leads to more dependence. So, if you're someone who still has the ability to walk, stretch, or get around with a little help, hold on to that. Whether it's taking a short walk in the morning, stretching your legs during the day, or doing simple exercises at home, staying active is key to maintaining your mobility. I get it. It's easy to feel like the nursing home will provide everything you need, but sometimes what we need most is a chance to stay physically engaged. There are alternatives like in-home care or assisted living that allow you to get the help you need while still keeping up with your physical health. If moving to a nursing home feels like it would slow you down, it might be time to consider other options. Now, let's talk about something else that is just as important and often overlooked: emotional well-being. When you move into a nursing home, you can feel like you're giving up more than just your independence. You can lose a part of who you are, and it can affect your mental and emotional health in ways you might not expect. I've spoken to many people who, despite receiving excellent physical care, find that their emotional needs are not being met. They miss the small comforts of home, the familiar smells, the cozy spaces, the feeling of being surrounded by things they love. When you're in a nursing home, it's easy to feel like you're just another person on a list. You're not in control of your environment, and that can have a significant impact on your emotional state. If you're someone who thrives on having a space to call your own, with things that make you feel safe and comfortable, you might find that a nursing home doesn't offer the same emotional security. That's why I'm encouraging you to think about how much your emotional well-being depends on being in a familiar, personal space. I've seen firsthand how being in a place where you don't feel at home can lead to feelings of sadness, loneliness, and even depression. So, if you've always been the type of person who takes comfort in your surroundings, make sure your next move reflects that need. There are plenty of options for people who want to stay in their own home with help or find a community setting that's more personalized. You don't have to give up your emotional comfort just to get the care you deserve. Finally, I want to end on a hopeful note. You are in control of your future, and you deserve to make choices that will give you the life you want. Remember, nursing homes aren't the only option. There are so many ways to ensure that you're getting the care you need while still holding on to the things that matter most to you: your independence, your purpose, your mental and physical health, and your emotional well-being. I know this can be a big decision, and I don't want to make it feel like there's only one right answer. What I hope you take away from this conversation is that there are alternatives, and it's okay to question whether a nursing home is the right choice for you. There are other options out there that might allow you to live a full, vibrant life, even as you age. Now, before we finish up, I just want to thank you again for sticking with me through this. If anything I said today resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever had doubts about nursing homes? Or perhaps you found a different solution that works for you? please leave a comment below. I really want to know what's been on your mind. And if you found this video helpful, please give a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe. That way, we can continue having these important conversations, and I can keep providing content that helps you make the best decisions for your life. Take care of yourself, my friend, and remember, it's your life, your choices. Keep taking the steps to make it the best life possible. I'm here rooting for you, always.